everyone, this is Gail from Rainbow Food Rocks, and I'm coming at you to talk about my book. So I've been on a bunch of shows, and some of the shows I've specifically talked about my book, and some of the shows I've just been asked some questions. So for example, I've been on Dr. Paul Cottrell's show, I've been on Fleurbrun's show, and I've been on Leak Project, Rex Bear's Leak Project show. And sometimes I talk about my book and sometimes we talk about other things. But then I started realizing in comments that people are like, well, who is Gail? Who's Rainbow Food Rocks? And I got to realizing these other people haven't seen my shows and they don't know what this is. So I wrote this book. I am not a vegan, however it is vegan compliant. I do eat honey, so that's why I'm not a vegan. In all other ways though, I eat like a vegan. I have to order like a vegan because I don't eat wheat, dairy, corn, soy, or eggs. I don't eat peanuts and I don't eat anything with gluten. And I go through in my book, I kept it pretty succinct, but I go through why I don't, and the story is also available on the internet, so I encourage you to go to www.rainbowfoodrocks.com to read the story so that you can understand why I don't eat wheat, dairy, corn, soy, and eggs, and how it actually came to that, because it wasn't like I just took it all out. It was a process of trying to figure out what caused what for my oldest daughter, and then my youngest daughter, and then my son, and then myself. So it's very interesting how I did everything and then how I backed it up with an IgG food allergy test. And so that test pretty much verified that what I was doing was spot on. So I will go over and just show you my book, because a lot of people have seen the cover, but they haven't seen inside. So I'm going to go like this and show you. And hopefully you can see that pretty well. There is here something that I painted. This is my logo. It says Rainbow Food Rocks. It's trademarked and registered. And I actually painted the rainbow. I painted the heart. I took the picture that goes in the middle. I painted the lettering. And then I actually sketched out the hands and the clouds, which was added digitally. So this is all my own artwork. All the pictures in this book I took myself, except for the pictures of me. And like I said, it's wheat, dairy, corn, soy, egg-free, peanut-free, gluten-free. It's vegan compliant, vegetarian compliant, plant-based compliant. And some of these recipes are also paleo compliant. So when you open it up, you'll see my logo, and you'll see written in photography by Gail Angelis. The copyright's 2019. You'll see a table of contents. So what I did to organize this was I put all my dressings, dips, seasoning, bases, and sauces first, so that you'd have the bases. And I tried to make it very methodical, so like you could figure out, oh, okay, I do this, then I do this, then I do this, and keep it really organized. And then I go over the milks and hot beverages, because I use these milks as bases, and there are so many different types of milks. So, and I put easy peasy for the milks because it's like 4 to 5 ingredients and you blend it really fast, and you don't need a cheesecloth, you don't need to strain these. I have a cashew milk, an almond milk, a sunflower seed milk, a flax milk, and you can even substitute other nuts and seeds as you'd like, or you can just leave them out and just do dates and water. And then I build upon that. I have turmeric milk, lavender milk, hot cacao. I have a ginger turmeric cinnamon tea, which I talked about on one of Dr. Paul Cottrell's shows. Then I go into my smoothies, sorbets, and ice cream. So pretty much I take these bases and I make things out of them. My kid's favorite is the chocolate chip peppermint ice cream. And I have that recipe for free on my website, again, www.rainbowfoodrocks.com. And on there I have links to my podcasts. I just need to add the last 3 podcasts I was on. And what do we have here? So then we have breakfasts, we have flatbreads, we have soups, we have salads, we have side dishes, we have main dishes, we have what I call faux meat dishes. Now I don't use soy, so I use jackfruit, and I use quinoa, and sometimes quinoa with beans, to give the texture of meat for those people that eat meat and maybe want to not eat meat. And just to clarify, I'll just pause here and show you myself for a moment. I am supportive of people that need to hunt for their meat or want to hunt for their meat, and they're going to use all the animal parts. I'm not anti-meat. I'm supportive of people that want to have their grass-fed, grass-finished beef. The reason why I personally don't eat meat, and I'll clarify, my kids do eat meat, I personally don't eat meat, is because it was part of my healing journey, and I realized that the energy that's going into the meat, or the energy that the meat carries, was affecting me, and it goes into me, my energetic body. So I'm a little bit different than my kids in how I healed myself. So I just wanted to clarify that, because a lot of people go, oh, she's not feeding her kids meat, blah, blah, blah. And it's not like that at all. It's actually, my kids are eating the grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and we're actually getting it from a local farm. And I personally just don't eat meat, because when I do, it affects me and affects my health. And I'm very, very sensitive. I'm very intuitive. So that is why I personally don't eat meat. So if you do eat meat, but you want to have some recipes to try to help yourself heal, you can go over here at the faux meat section and you can just add in the meat. So like Jamaican jackfruit pork, you can substitute that with real pork. But I'm using the jackfruit. Same with the blackened jackfruit fish. The reason why I put fish in quotes is because I used to make this recipe with fish, and the other one I used to make with pork. But I had to come up with substitutes for myself. And my kids actually like the jackfruit too, so that's kind of fun. And same with the rest, like I'll have here chicken in quotes. So you can substitute these with the meats that you like. Same with the quinoa beef kale. Instead of using the quinoa as your beef, you can use real beef. And having been a meat eater, I can tell you that it does taste delicious with the meat as well. So if you are a meat eater, you can do that. For healing purposes, though, depending on your condition, you might want to cut back on the meat, and you definitely want to make sure that your meat is from a good source. Okay, moving on. So then we have desserts, and I have a bunch of different date balls and cookies. And I'll give you a little hint here. My heart-shaped red raspberry Lindser Tart cookies, you can use that as a base if you come from New York to make rainbow cookies. I love rainbow cookies, and it was really hard for me to stop eating those. And it has the apricot filling and the raspberry filling. So if you take that base and you just put jellies in between the layers and cover it in chocolate, you got yourself a rainbow cookie. So if you want to make your own rainbow cookies, wheat, dairy, corn, soy, and egg free, buy my book, take the Lindser Tart recipe, do it yourself. So then just going in the book, here's the story, which again you can find on the internet. And then you can see beautiful pictures. And I'll just go through kind of quickly now that you have the layout. But you can see that I took very nice pictures. And I have more pictures as we get past the bases section. That's my son with me. And I teach you how to make a flax egg, by the way. And you can see the milks. And you can see how you can make hot beverages. You can take these milks and warm them up to make hot beverages. There's the ginger turmeric cinnamon tea, which I highly recommend if you're trying to heal. We have the smoothies, sorbets, and ice creams. I love this one. This is a recipe that is on my website, so you can go on my website and get that for free. Again, with the chocolate chip peppermint ice cream, another freebie on my website. And then I have my super detox and energizing smoothie. So for that smoothie, I go through the brands I use and exactly how I do it on Healing Kitchen Live, which is on the One TV network, which is on Facebook. So if you go onto my Facebook, which is Rainbow Food Rocks, and you type in your search bar Healing Kitchen Live, or you can even do it just from your own Facebook, I believe. And type in Healing Kitchen Live and go to past episodes, you'll see that I went through recipes from my book. So those are some more freebies that you can get. And if you want to, you can subscribe to Healing Kitchen Live and the One TV. And if you don't, you can still watch the videos. They're all for free. So lots of free stuff. I'm not charging any money for anything other than the book, but I actually barely get any money from selling this book. I'm selling it through Amazon and blurb.com. And to be honest, by the time I print a book and have to pay the taxes, I either break even or wind up losing money. So I'm not making money on any of this. So it's really a lot of free stuff, and you're just paying for somebody to print it is really what's happening. Lavender ice cream, that is really decadent and super easy. Pattaya smoothie bowl. There's the picture I used for my logo. So you can see I did all these pictures myself. My kids love the pancakes, by the way. This is their favorite blender vegan pancakes. I think I put this on my Instagram. If you are wanting to follow me on Instagram, I am Kajal. That's Kajal. Kajal, Kaja, dot 378. So that's me on Instagram. Highly recommend that you come on my Instagram because I prefer using Instagram over Facebook. I know they're similar companies, it's the same thing, but Instagram is easier for me. I just put a picture and I write some words and it automatically transfers to Facebook. So if you're trying to get a hold of me, Instagram is a great way to get a hold of me. My email is info@rainbowfoodrocks.com. That's another great way to get a hold of me. And we're already coming at 10 minutes. I don't want to keep this too long, so I'm just going to skim through the rest really quickly so you can get a nice visual. And again, this book is on Amazon.com. You're welcome to purchase it. I do have a lot of freebies on the internet if you know where to look. Like I mentioned, website and Facebook. It's Healing Kitchen Live on Facebook and the One TV on Facebook. You'll see my friend Lanita and I, we do a lot. The hummus is really popular with this flatbread. Whoops. This one, the seeded cracker bread, is super popular. Trying to think of some others. I have a borscht here. Instead of using bone broth, I make my own vegetable broth. I use the scraps. We have here basic dal. I love dal. And pasta fazool. I put rainbow fagioli, but we say fazool in Sicilian. Even for Filipinos, I have a sinigang here, and you can use pork if you're a meat eater, or you can use jackfruit in lieu of pork, which is what I have here. I'm using jackfruit, and then I go through a bunch of salads. And again, I'm just going to go through this a little bit faster because we're already past 10 minutes, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. You can see my daughter Abigail. She's fully healed from autism spectrum disorder, and if you go on Dr. Paul Cottrell's YouTube channel, you will see my vaccine statement where I talk about what's in the vaccines and how I healed. I don't think I talk about how I healed my daughter, but taking out the vaccines was definitely part of it. I do talk on his show a little bit about how I healed. I'm a mystery guest when he interviews Green Gregs from YouTube. So that's where I talk a little bit more about my book on his show. I do expect to go on his show in the future to go through this book just like I'm doing right now. And it's a little hard to go through it while holding the phone. So we'll just kind of skim through it. See, there's an index in the back. I posted this picture recently. I just remade this recipe. It was so good. And just quickly show you cookies. These are the Lindser tarts. So if you love rainbow cookies, you can make your own wheat, dairy, corn, soy, and egg-free ones by taking this as a base. And in addition to the raspberry jelly, just add apricot, do an extra layer, cover it in chocolate. Easy peasy. And then we have some tacos, we have fried rice, we have a pesto pasta, we have like an Asian dish here. I'm using the we, but I mean because I made all of these myself. So Jamaican jackfruit pork. And these pictures, most of these pictures, or at least half of them, you can find on my website. Again, that's rainbowfoodrocks.com. And I hope that you're liking my content. If you are, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, do all those great things, because I want to get the message out there that we can heal ourselves. We can use things like essential oils. We can make our own products. It's very easy. We can start growing our own food, creating our own networks, trading with people, and not relying on a system that is falling apart. So please, please, please help me spread these messages to help people heal, to help people become more self-sufficient. I think it's really, really important right now, and I need everyone to help share these messages. And I hope to see you on future Dr. Paul Cottrell shows. And again, please like, subscribe, share. Find me on Instagram, join me. I always respond to everyone that messages me. So give me like 24 hours and you'll get a response from me. I do block my notifications during specific times of yoga and meditation. So there is a chunk of time where I won't respond, but otherwise I'm pretty quick on the responses. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next episode. Ciao.